Don't say anything at all if you don't have anything nice to say, or any press is good press. It's not that big of a deal. It's supposed to be enjoyable. And last but not least, the best copy and paste TikTok comment is to just be a fan. There has been a new cycle in pop culture and the release of books, movies, and albums lately. It goes like this. An artist puts out something. Some people love it, some people hate it, and some people don't care. Here come the arguments, the copied and pasted TikTok comments that say things like, hope this helps, and you don't get satire, and media literacy is dead. Then the dust settles and we are left with a group of people who have decided to just be fans of the product. Now, as someone who not only looks at art obsessively, which is probably not good for me, but also makes art, I have to say that I have fans of things I've made before. I don't really get this idea of just being a fan. What does it mean to be a fan? And when did being a fan go from being an active participant in art to just being a default position when you don't have anything useful to say? Let's talk about this. I bet you clicked on this video because you saw Taylor Swift in the thumbnail and thought all of my points would be about her. But people who have been here long enough know that not all of my videos are just about the one thing that everyone is talking about right now. In most cases, it goes much deeper than that. And I think this idea of the artist who can't be criticized does apply to Taylor Swift. She has a huge fan base, and the truth is that most of them will like whatever she puts out. It's not just Taylor Swift, though. Think of a person you can't really say anything bad about, someone who really believe doesn't deserve any criticism. People who made and watched the new Percy Jackson TV show were sharing their thoughts and criticisms about it. But the backlash against those creators is almost as strong as if someone said something bad about Taylor Swift. I was so disappointed in the Percy Jackson show that I came here to say so. You can say what you want about the movies. At least they move at a good pace. At least their characters stay the same. At least they show, not tell, right? Yes, the books were too, though, and the books were good. So why is the show bad? Rick Riordan, who wrote the Percy Jackson series, has somehow become an artist who can't be criticized. Or how about the new book in the Hunger Games series? People read that book when it came out, and some liked it and some didn't. But the way that these die-hard Hunger Games fans reacted to negative reviews of the new Hunger Games book showed that Suzanne Collins has somehow become an artist who can't be criticized. But in the end, the idea of an artist who can't be criticized is false. And what I find really strange is that we all know that. We know that anyone can talk about anyone. So why do we get so angry when they do? But that's the problem we have when we come across these artists who can't be criticized. Their whole brand and product is based on loyalty, or more accurately, on certainty. Our fandoms have become more like algorithms than real people. When a fan actively engages with an artist's work, they naturally build a following of people who enjoy the work and understand why they enjoy it. Long-term investments in the art, like fan art or fan fiction, would let you see how well something is doing and how popular it is. People would make art based on how much they liked the movies and Pinterest memes they were watching. But now the algorithm makes and supports it. Music, movies, and books, they all get a 20-minute review on YouTube that is full of ads and sponsors. The goal is to get a high enough click-through rate so that YouTube will show the video to more and more people who are likely to watch it. People who are most likely to watch the video are also people who are most likely to enjoy it. People who agree with the video are also the ones who are most likely to enjoy it. So that's how people become fans now. I believe that the organic stuff is still there, but it takes time. They don't happen right away like tweets and TikToks do. Fandom has always been about the long haul, but these days the first impression is where the money is. And this isn't just for artists. This is also for fans who are making art based on the art they have seen. Making a 20-minute YouTube video about it is better for you as a fan because you'll get ads, make money, and grow your channel. It's better than taking the time to post your video a month later when you've had time to think about the art you've seen, or posting fan fiction or fan art which won't make you any money and is just a waste of time. Fans are leaning more toward this formulaic way of making a fandom, and artists are going along with that. But that algorithm is what makes artists untouchable. We start to think that they'll always be good, that their products will always be liked, and that no one will ever question them. So when that doesn't happen and these artists make something that most people don't like, it will obviously put the certainty that these artists, fans, and the algorithm are all based on at risk. and this is how we become fans. The second thing is the algorithm's perfect soldier. Being a fan is the best thing you can be for an artist because it's not a neutral position. It would be bad to be neutral. Not caring doesn't help an artist. Critics are even worse, right? Because they give the artist bad press, which is also bad. Being a fan is the best thing you can do. That's just how it is. But that doesn't fit with the phrase just be a fan. If we look at the sentence's structure, the word just means a state of being or a default position. And when did being a fan become the norm? A recent event involving a creator named the Swiftologist brought this up. In short, this person made a TikTok video review of The Subway by Chappell Roan. In short, he didn't like it. He had to make his comments private later because people were upset that he said what he thought about this song, but not before Justin Tranter, another musician, made a video in response to the Swiftologist. Justin Tranter has written a lot of very, very, very popular songs, and he does know a lot about the music business. But his video response didn't show any of that, but this is the main point he wants to make to the Swiftologist. You don't know anything about this field, be a fan. You don't have to be a critic, just be a fan. Just like it. I don't know about you, but that statement seems very strange to me. It seems that Justin Tranter thinks that these two ideas of being a fan and being a critic are at odds with each other. This video is not about Justin Tranter or the Swiftologist. I don't really agree with a lot of what the Swiftologist says, and I also read a lot of what Justin Tranter has written in the past. So I don't care what these two say about each other, but I think that this conversation and then how their own fans reacted to what they said show us that our idea of what it means to be a fan is all wrong. Our idea of what it means to be a fan has changed completely in this age of algorithmic success. For some reason, we think of fans as always being good right now. Those are the people who buy your tickets, listen to your music, leave 5-star reviews, and always, always, always support your work. There are two types of fans, active and passive. Both types are good. I think this order needs to be changed because it doesn't take into account the many people in the middle who are leaving 2 to 4-star reviews. What about those? Do they like you or do they hate you? Look, our order of things is all wrong. At the top, it's not about good and bad. It's about being active or passive. If you just eat, drink, and do things without thinking about them or forming opinions, you are passive. And I'm not sure I would call that being a fan because I think this is a completely neutral stance. You're not doing anything. You are just living near the art that is all around you. But being a fan is always something you do. And I don't get this idea of just being a fan because I've never just been a fan of anything. It's never happened by mistake. You can follow an artist, play their song, buy tickets, write fan fiction, or make fan art. None of those actions are passive. All of those are actions. You do all of those things. Those are all things that fans like to do. And when you are actively involved with something as a fan, that involvement can be good or bad. Being a fan doesn't mean being positive all the time. As a fan is someone who is always interested. But I think this is why people are so uneasy about the idea of Taylor Swift's album coming out and her fans turning on her. They would rather have 1 million fans who don't say anything about the music and just stream it all the time than 5 fans who do say something and write reviews of the album. And this is why the algorithm's ideal soldier is a fan who doesn't do anything. These sites can make a lot of money off of your inability to have an opinion about something. How many videos do you scroll past every day without ever really thinking about any of them? We believe that watching something and then scrolling past it is a passive thing, but the algorithm knows that it's not. TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram know something about us that we don't want to believe about ourselves. No one is passive. Everything a person does is a choice. And that's what social media is based on. The algorithm collects data on your choices, such as how long you watch something, whether you like it, whether you rewatch it, whether you share it, save it, follow it, or comment on it. This helps the algorithm figure out who you are as a person. The algorithm knows that you can choose to do anything on their app. So why do we keep living in this lie that it's not that deep? There is no such thing as a person who simply exists. Everything a person does is deep. People are saying that Taylor Swift's album isn't supposed to be deep. It's just supposed to be fun. Doesn't make sense either because those two things don't go against each other. Did I miss the memo that said we should take this album seriously? It's obvious that it's a joke. She's on this podcast talking about how the lyrics are like folktales, but the pop version, girly pop, was a joke. That can't be true. Don't we see the satire there? Satire needs to be clear about what it is trying to do and who it is trying to do it to, or else it could be mistaken for and add to what it is trying to criticize. Everything that a person does is deep. It's up to you whether you want your music to be fun and light or dark and creepy. Either way, it's going to be deep because you're a person making art. I think we should have the same standard for things that make us happy and things that make us sad. I think it's hard to put joy into words because I can tell you all the reasons why I hate something and why I'm sad. When I'm happy, I'm just happy. But I do think that we should have the same standard for happy love things. Passive fan is a fan who is easy to predict, and the algorithm's favorite thing to do is guess who you are before you even know who you are. And this is what we like to do on this channel because you all know me. The most important thing I want to get across on my channel is that art and the world are always more complicated than we think they are. Being a fan is something that everyone does. It's not a default setting. And being a fan really does give you power. It makes you happy. It talks to other people about ideas. It's a lovely thing. So why are we taking this idea of just be a fan and saying that it's the default? This idea of just be a fan means that someone can be a fan without really thinking about what they are a fan of. I think that's rude and maybe even offensive to fans because when someone is a fan of my work, I assume it's because there are things they really like about it. I have something to tell you if you want to know why I like the Batman movies or Wuthering Heights instead of Jane Eyre. If I say I like Wuthering Heights and you ask me why, I might say, well, no reason in particular. I just don't have anything I don't like about it. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. That doesn't sound like being a fan to us. When Swifties say they just need to listen to the album 3 or 4 times before they start to like it, that's not liking an album, baby. Stockholm Syndrome. I loved Red the first time I heard it and 1989 the first time I heard it. I didn't have to listen to it more than once to love it. I loved it because it was good. I know that some songs take longer for you to get the real meaning, but you don't have to listen to a song 2 or 3 times to like it. You know, if you really like a song the first time you hear it, you guys sound like victims. This is the city of Stockholm. Many people are proud of being fans of something. They know what they're eating and drinking and they want to talk about it. And those opinions can be good or bad, but they still count as fans of something. And I think this is where the idea of just be a fan really starts to mess with our heads because it keeps us from getting involved. The good news is that we can change this. Fandom is still alive, being asleep, but you can choose to learn more about what you think you know, look into what you know you don't, and talk to people who disagree with you every day. I don't think that just being a fan has killed fandom. I think it has changed how we see things and made us forget what fandom is for. Fandom was never meant to be a test of loyalty. How much you care about this person. It was always meant to be about being involved. It was about the good, the bad, the ugly, the fun, and the deep. Fans are people who have ideas, opinions, and theories, as well as fan fiction, fan art, and other things that show they are interested. They are not just the people who like the album the most. The algorithm may reward being passive, but art will never do that. Art should change you. It should help you see things in a new way. It's meant to change your life. It makes you think and talk, feel, and disagree. So go ahead and stream whatever you want. Just make sure you are thinking while you do it.